Hey, what's up? My name is Seth, and I have been solo developing a local multiplayer game for a little while now, but I've run into a pretty big issue. My game is really ugly. So I took the past 10 days to make some changes to the game so that it's at least a little bit easier to look at while I'm making it, and I want to show you how I did that. Before we start, I want to make it clear, I am not an artist. I'm especially not a digital artist. I don't have any experience painting or making good pixel art. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge for me. But if I'm honest, I couldn't stand to keep looking at the game in its current state. It is very bland. And so in order to keep myself sane, I had to make a plan. So here's the plan and here's how I went about it. All right, so phase one was to make my own custom tile map. If you don't know what a tile map is, it's basically an image that you make, and you can use your game engine or program it so that that image is used as a reference for the edges of platforms or for buildings or shrubbery or really whatever you need to like paint into your world. You can make that in a tile map and then reference parts of that tile map in your game. So I wanted to make my own. I had been using a free one that I downloaded online, and I kind of felt bad about it. And I was like, you know what? I intend in the long term to make all the stuff in the game myself. So I might as well learn how to do tile maps. So I downloaded kind of a template and then painted over it myself. And it looked pretty bad. This was harder than I thought. The end result is not amazing, but it does work. I can paint tiles in the game, and it's the file that I made myself. So I'm kind of proud that it's my own work at least. And that was the first change. All right, so phase two was a much bigger change and one that made a really big difference. So far in this game, the camera has been static. It's just shown the entire level and you've been able to play around in it. But there are some disadvantages to this. One, it restricts the size of the level, right? The camera has to be static. It has to show the entire level. So if the level's really big, the camera must be zoomed out, which means your players are really small and hard to keep track of. So I've known for a while now that I wanted to create a camera that can zoom in and track however many players are in the game. Doing that was a little hard. The first iteration, I created an object that tracks the position between the two players and then moves itself. It positions itself between the two players. And then I attached a camera 2D node to that object. And it kind of works. Like you can see the camera is tracking between the two players. The weakness of this system, if you will, is that the camera doesn't really know how zoomed in it's gotta be. You can use some like trigonometry, I'm pretty sure, to figure out how zoomed it needs to be. But I couldn't find anything online that was exactly what I needed, so I was looking for a different solution. The second solution I found, this was not my idea, but it was to draw a bounding box around all the players, however many you have. So the box, basically, if you have one player here and one here, the box contains all of them. And then what the camera does is it finds the center of that box. It adds whatever padding you give it, and then it sets the zoom to contain the box. And that works really well. With a little bit of added smoothing, this is a lot more the camera that I was hoping for. I also set this up to check every frame to see which of the players are active. I've got like a simple system right now where once a player gets hit, they're inactive. They can't input, they can't shoot, can't move. And now the camera will not focus on them either. It'll focus to only the active players. Also, by the way, if you're watching this, it would mean a lot if you could like the video. It makes a big difference. It takes a little bit of work to make these videos entertaining. And yeah, by liking it, you let me know that I'm doing a good job. Thanks. All right, so the third change that I made was actually adding parallax backgrounds. This was hard, not technically. Godot makes it really easy to add these in, and that makes me happy. I'm just not much of an artist. Like, these images are pretty bad, like very Microsoft Paint. I've even like tried to use a program that's not Microsoft Paint to make the art, and it's not working out great so far. I might need to actually like sit down and watch some videos or take some kind of course on digital art, because it's not really cutting it. It's better than nothing, but it's not great. All right, so the fourth and final change that I made to the game this round was to update the bullet impacts. The system that I had before was using like an inbuilt, I think it was a GPU particle 2D node, right, in Godot. And it looks fine. I'm kind of happy with the way the particles looked, but they just weren't interacting with the world in the way that I wanted to. Long term, I might change this, but what I did for now is I replaced that particle system with kind of my own custom system. So what happens, the bullet hits a wall and it creates several different, basically paintball objects, if you will. Think of them as little pieces of debris. So these things spread out and they've got their own physics assigned to them, so they can kind of bounce off walls, players, and pile up with each other. Throughout their lifetime, they also grow more and more transparent, and once that like alpha value reaches 0, once they're fully transparent, they destroy themselves. And so this way you don't have a bunch of particles laying around your level lagging the system, because that would be a lot. So far I've tried to have both players shooting as fast as I possibly can, and it hasn't been able to create enough particles to create any lag. So I feel pretty good about that. It's okay for now. Long term, my goal for this was actually to have the players be able to shoot and kind of their paintballs and their, you know, even their walking around the level, basically paint the level as the round progresses. I don't know if I can find that. I did a lot of searching for it, and my searching was just not successful. I haven't found anyone online who has done anything similar to that. It's worth noting that games like Move or Die, they look like they do that. I think the way that they create this effect is by adding on sprites on the background and on the foreground, and it's just an image, and it's rendered differently depending on if it overlaps with terrain, if you will. It's a cool effect, not exactly what I'm going for, so I don't know if I'm going to pursue that route. And instead I might end up making maybe a third particle system. We'll see. So there we go. I spent 10 days making my game look a little bit better. Honestly, I think I made it look a lot better. It's not finished, and it's not that close to being finished either. But at least I can look at my own gameplay footage without being ashamed of it. And it's not as bad as it was. So we're making little steps, and I'm proud of it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. Feel free to give the video a like and subscribe. I'm gonna continue making videos like these, and I hope you're enjoying it. But yeah, God bless you. Have a good one, and I'll see you around. Bye.